Affirming can actually change everything for you, change the way you are, change who you are, change what you do, and absolutely revitalize yourself in the moment. But this affirmation that you're going to start doing, right? These affirmations, and affirmations just sounds, it just sounds like, I'm trying to get somewhere. We want to call these statements that I'm making, right? These statements, going further beyond it, these are factual statements that you're making, okay? That's what we want to look at affirmations as. They're not affirmations anymore. We want to separate affirmations from the like concept or the main idea of trying to get somewhere. We want to move that idea of trying to achieve something, trying to get somewhere, into a more, I'm making a statement because that is who I am. And that is what your affirmations, that is what your self-talk has got to be like. And that is how you will revitalize yourself and move forward as a different person that is not trapped or brought down by their circumstances or their self talk that's already normalized within your own mind. Okay, so how do we do this? We want to really break up everything in our life, right? We want to break it up. Boom, boom, boom. It's all in pieces. Shatter it. That's it. You gotta just let's just shatter it for a second, right? We're going to go and dive deep into understanding that we are the observer, that we are the one that gets to dictate how our life goes, or more importantly, who you say you are. That you have the power to decide who I am and how I describe myself, no matter what things outside are going, no matter what the things are going on around me are, or what I've said, what I've done, etc. We are going to really bring this idea in that my true identity, my strongest sense of self, is having no identity, is not being tied to any identity, is understanding that I get to select from millions, infinite amounts of identities to choose from. That I get to decide who I want to be. Right? What do you want to be? Who do you want to be? Who do you want to be right now in this moment? Right? Now, this is where the issue is, right? This is where you're like, okay, who do I want to be? And then now you start stating the things that you want to like be, or affirming, or maybe even start taking action, right? Where are we taking the action from? Where are we affirming from? We want to start taking that action and affirming from the place of that statement place, that factual statement that I already have what I want. I'm just choosing the identity that I get to embody, and that is not who I am, right? That is not who I am. So now you're taking that action from the place that you already want to be. You're affirming and making a statement that, making statements from a place that you already want to be at. I didn't drink my coffee today, even though I don't really drink coffee. But that's a huge, that's like the most important part, right? That your sense of self, your identity is someone that's not tied to any identity, but that can choose any identity right now. Okay? So this is where it comes back to that there are no conditions that need to be met in order for you to make those statements and take that action and be who you want to be. There are no conditions that need to be met. Sink that into your mind. Really sink that into your mind. There are no conditions that need to be met, because that is the truth. That's where you get really that idea that I'm not tied to any identity, so I can choose and select whatever life I want to live in, or select any identity that I want to be in, and that's who I am. That means there are no conditions that need to be met in order for me to do that. If I want to say I'm a multimillionaire, I don't need to have the bank account of a multimillionaire to decide that. But this is all coming from the idea that you can decide who you are, but know that that is true. Like, that is who you decide to be. Like, that is factual. And the world will coalesce into what you've decided, into that conviction, right? Because we're shaking things up here. We're shaking things up. We're moving from continuously identifying and repeating the same things that are going on in our lives. So you see what happens out there, and then you start repeating it, and then boom, that starts getting continuously brought back out in the world, and then you start repeating it. Bang! It's like a circle. It's a cycle. Everybody knows that, right? You feel like you're trapped in a cycle. You wanna fix your life, and that's why you're here. So here you need to understand that you are just you are the strongest person alive. Nobody can take that away from you. That sense of self, that self-talk where you get to decide and train your world to be the one that you want it to be. But it goes even deeper than that. It's just, hey, can you really identify this as, okay, I make a statement and I don't look for any results because I know who I am, the one that's not tied to any identity, that when I choose and make a statement, make an affirmation, or when I take an action, I'm taking it from a place of I am that ideal person already. Little life hack for me, what I love to do is just speak out loud. Like, I'm the greatest, I'm the best. I walk into the room and I just go for it. I love who I am, and I speak with fluency. I speak calmly, correctly. I understand what to say, when to say, how to say it, and then that applies to everything else in my life. I take action big time. I make big moves really quickly because life is enjoyable. I love my life. So you could be like, hey, all things are possible, so I'll never rule anything out. All things are possible, so I get to do what I want to do and think about the outcomes that I want to think about that are in my favor and go from there. It's really not being tied to anything, right? Like, when you and it's all good if you things pop up in your life where they're looking against you, or any memories or thoughts that come into your mind that it's just like, I don't want to think that. Why am I always thinking this? Break the pattern. Come from a place of, hey, I'm all identities. I can select any identity right now. Boom, speak it out loud. Like, I'm thinking bad thoughts. Wait, I'm the greatest. I'm the best. I love doing work. I love problem solving. I love speaking to people. I love the amount of friends I got. I love the amount of social events I'm going to. I love the apartment I'm in. I love the amount of money. I love the amount of money I'm making, right? Like, you're breaking that pattern. You're breaking it. They're like, you're choosing from those identities, and that's who you are now, right? You're not, there are no conditions that need to be met. You don't need to see it. You don't need to see it to believe it. Because when you try to start looking for it and seeing it and when you kind of look for it, right? The whole point that there are no conditions that need to be met is because when you decide that, hey, I need this for me to like say this, or like, do I sound crazy? In that sense, yes, you do sound crazy, but because you're thinking about it in that way, you're kind of identifying and selecting a world to live in where it seems crazy that you're saying that. You know what I'm saying? That you are not really choosing what you want. You're not selecting what you want from a place of I have it already. From a place like that's who I am, that's my identity, that's how my life is going to be, and that's how it is. You're selecting from, okay, I'm here where I don't want to be. Okay, I love everything around me. I'm making so much money, everything's great, and then you're like, but like I don't have the money. You know what I'm saying? So that's why, like, there's that confusion that it's just like it's not gonna work, and you're doubting if anything that you say is viable, does it make sense? Am I crazy? Like, what am I doing? Let's take a step back, right? We want to come from that place of knowing that I am one with all that is. I have all these infinite identities to choose from all the time and every moment. There are no conditions for me to choose from it because I already have what I want. So I don't need to have any conditions to choose from it, right? And if I do place conditions on things that I'm choosing, then I'm not actually being that identity. I am kind of being someone that is trying to get somewhere and looking for confirmation of it. You know what I'm saying? If you were rich, you're not looking to confirm that you're rich. You know what I'm saying? There are no conditions that need to be met for the rich man. But the rich man got there by understanding this, or by just going with the flow with this mentality, right? So that's gonna be your whole life outline for a bit right now. That we just need to really gradually get out of trying to get things and really stand firm in the knowing that your sense of self is not tied to anything. That you need to have a sense of self. You need to prioritize the strongest sense of self that you could possibly get, and that is not being identified with anything, not tying yourself down to anything, and letting yourself choose what you want to choose from the knowing that you are that right now, that everything's already done, and for you to choose right now. There are no conditions that need to be met, and when you do place conditions, you're not choosing it correctly. You're not really identifying with that reality. You're not choosing that reality, right? And it's really easy to do things this with what you love, right? Like imagine yourself like in that moment, or imagine yourself doing all these things with all the money, with all the love, friendships, relationships that you want, anything that you want to do, right? Any hobbies you want to pick up, having fun, whatever. Imagine that, in your mind, like you could really feel it. You could really feel yourself doing all these things. It's not far off. It's not far-fetched, and it's your dream life that you get to live right now. And then the world will coalesce into that. So you don't even need to try and look for the world to coalesce into it. Continuously remember who you are in that regard. Okay? Is there anything else that we can attack here? I think that's really it. I think we want to affirm. I think this is also this is also all on the Bible, the Bhagavad Gita. That's the only ones I really read, but I'm pretty sure they're in all religious texts. But it's take action basically without looking for the fruits of your labor, right? So when you do that, you're taking action from a place of not looking for any results, but knowing that, hey, I'm just taking action and I'm gonna get to where I want to get to, or I'm already there. Like you're taking action as that person already. Like you are not looking for any results, so you're taking action as that person. That's who you are now. Like that's what the Gita stresses you to do, so then you can embody that being, right? Guys, that's all I have for you today. I am trying to sign up clients and really help people out with their problems, or kind of give them. I really want to implement this message of you being the person that has infinite identities that you get to choose from right now. That can you just choose from it? Can you come back to this idea constantly and choose and choose and choose, and just now you're living that life like unapologetically. So check that out. It's in the bio. I appreciate y'all being here. More videos coming soon.